Oh snap. Alright. Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. I got a special guest here, Cine Gaming, Melvin. What's going on, D? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem.
So tonight we're gonna be reviewing, this is gonna be kind of spoilers involved in this. The new episode, The Walking Dead, episode 5, season 7, or is it season 6 or 7? Season 6. The name of the episode is Now. What do we think about this episode, Melvin? I'll let you tell me what you thought about it, and then I'll tell you what I thought about it.
You know, right. To keep it short, I think the episode was more, as you mentioned earlier, as we were watching it, it's more of a filler. Mm-hmm. It just basically shows you how everyone is reacting after the big plan where they were trying to move the herd away from the place where they're staying at. Yeah. So you kind of seen the after effects after everyone split up. People are missing. No one knows if they're dead or alive. And actually after the attack inside from the Wolf Gang, I believe they're called. Everyone is kind of dealing with that now. So just both of these things to deal with, and everyone's kind of losing their mind.
Yeah. So I thought this episode, like he said, it was a filler. It was a filler episode because it showed the dynamics of what's going on with the camp, with the group, what's their mental state. Are they lost? Like, we literally saw people that had killed themselves and become walkers. We saw people distraught, trying to steal stuff. And, I mean, they really were just kind of unraveling the scenes, but I think the most person that was unraveling the most was Deanna. Deanna, the leader, like, she lost her son, she lost her husband, now she's lost her stability. And basically, I had told Melvin that these people are spoiled. Like, they've been used to being okay, being safe. And not only did they have like a herd of walkers on the outside door now, but just previous, the day or 2 days before, they had people come into their house and kill like their families. And so they weren't ready. The thing that I like and don't like about this episode, and I think this is probably the weakest episode that I've seen out of this whole season, is because there's a lot of stuff that they don't touch on. Like the fact that, okay, you got Deanna just unraveling mentally and emotionally. Where is that really going? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see her either one, killing herself, two, doing something detrimental. She's basically giving Rick like control of everything. She's like, look, I can't handle this. You know, she was attacked by some walker, some dude that supposedly Rick said, quote unquote, was somebody that Carol had found and was stuck under there. She couldn't find the body, and he attacked her. And she kept on stabbing the chest, and she blood from head to toe. And then finally Rick, you know, kind of helped her. I liked that moment with her and Rick because Rick was the only one that's really sympathetic. Even her son talked down on her. Other people were telling her she couldn't do this, do that. He was the only person that really kept her stabilized. And he had a real selfless moment in that moment, like helping her out. And I like that. But the thing that I didn't like is what happened to Morgan. Yep. What happened to Carol. Because this is the thing, the whole entire episode, Carol and Morgan are not in it. And like the last episode, you heard that like somebody saying, help! And that was Rick now, because we heard it in the beginning of this episode. Rick was running to the gates, which I thought that's who I heard, but Morgan didn't meet him at the gate. And where's Carol? So my whole thinking is that something happened in between them two. Maybe Carol found that wolf guy and confronted Morgan about it. I don't know, but I'm saying that for Carol and Morgan to not show up and nobody to say anything about it, I think that that's bad either writing or scripting, or two is just like they're trying to keep it vague. I don't know. What did you think about the whole Glenn perspective on this one with Maggie and Aaron?
I mean, it's what you expect. I would have to say. I really wanted them to show what happened to Glenn. That's what I was waiting for in this episode. Yeah. And I feel like they're just kind of trying to drag it along as long as they could. Yeah. The whole Maggie, I mean, it's expected. Her husband's missing and she wants him back, so she's kind of freaking out.
And she's pregnant.
And she's pregnant.
That was a big shocker. Well, not really. It's kind of cliche, but yeah. But anyway, and then Aaron feels real guilty because he blames himself for, you know, interacting with those guys, and they get into plans, and he wants to go out and really help Glenn or try to see if he's still alive, and he's giving her hope. But I thought that she made a stupid move by making noise when they went in the underground tunnel. Now that whole sequence was really scary. And it was actually designed really well. I don't know how they did that, to be quite honest with you. Like, her putting her whole hands through the chest cavity and stuff like that, I thought that was really well shot. It was just really stupid. I was like, come on, Maggie. Like, you better than that, you know? But whatever. But then they get to the end of the tunnel, and she's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm pregnant. And then she just yells. And then all the walkers now are flooded at every single corner. So even if they wanted to try to get out, now they can't.
At some point, yeah.
They can't now. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought that was a really stupid move. But generally, I guess, what would you rate this episode if you had to give it a rating?
It was not my favorite. I would say, I guess, like about a 6. It really didn't answer any questions for me, and that's a big thing. I think this kind of left us with more questions.
Yeah.
As to what's going on and what was it. Like, what did we learn from this episode?
Yeah, because even like, why did Abraham and Sasha's mic not work? You know what I'm saying? Like, they were always in communication. Not just that, how did Rick get back?
Exactly.
How did he get back? I mean, yeah, that sequence in the beginning, I thought it was epic. You know what I'm saying? Like, him running and there's walkers everywhere. I thought that was a beautiful shot. Like, I was like, dude, he's got his cardio down. Like, I think one of my friends has said, like, he's at 100% in cardio, Zombieland reference. But, I mean, when he got in the gate, like, I mean, they didn't address all the different things, like, okay, him holding his daughter, for instance, or him talking with his son about what happened out there, or, I don't know, it's just like, he meets up with the girl Claire, and it's just like this cliche kiss. To me, I'm gonna be frank with y'all, I feel like Michonne is a better fit for Rick than Claire. To be quite honest with y'all. I'm gonna be real honest, because
actually, she wasn't in the episode either.
I thought she was at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, just the beginning, just that little bit.
But that didn't make sense either. Like, why was she in one sequence? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I mean, they paid attention to the people I think they're trying to pay attention to, which is Claire's her sons, or whatever. One of them is traumatized and doesn't want to go downstairs. The other one is vindictive, and I think he might potentially want to kill Rick. That's the reason why he wants to learn how to shoot.
Yeah. Actually, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
The part when Rick came back and he's talking to the crowd, someone was reaching for their gun, and it looks like they were about to remove it from their holster. And that's when, I don't know his name, but the other guy stepped up, the guy who lost his backpack.
Yeah.
And after he started talking, I guess that other person calmed down, because I felt like they blamed Rick for everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And after that guy stepped up and said, no, it was my fault, I did this, and I lost the backpack, and these guys found it and they came over here. I don't know if you noticed, but some guy was reaching for his gun, and it looked like he was gonna draw and shoot at Rick.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people blame Rick because of going out there, but Aaron put it in perspective that no matter what, these things would have come. They would have eventually all flooded to them. It just would have been at their weakest moment because they would not have been ready, psychologically or physically. At least they kind of, have half of the walkers there. But like I said, I mean, like you said, like Michonne wasn't in the episode really. Carol wasn't there. Supposedly Rick talked to her. We didn't see that happen.
Yeah.
Morgan wasn't in the episode. And it didn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know. I felt like it was filler for the side characters. Even the girl that worked in the hospital. Like, she kind of had like her, moment, and like she kissed, what was it, Tara? Is that her name? That was kind of random. I kind of felt like it was like this, vibe between them. But whatever. I mean, I don't really care too much about that. I really want to know like what's going on in people's minds, and they're not presenting me with the characters I want. They're just kind of going in sections. At first, the first 3 episodes, that's fine. But going back and forth with different arcs when people are in the same area, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, you can address it without kind of touching on those other characters. But anyway, if I had to give it a rating, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. I don't want to say it's a 7 because the first part was really compelling and kept me going. It was just the last part I didn't go anywhere, But yeah, that's all I got to say about this. You got?
One thing, what about that fight with Carl and the girls?
Man, that's some old weak sauce, bruh. Like, oh my gosh. Carl, like, he lost my respect, man. I seen Carl being like a bad A, bro. Like, he was taking dudes out. And this dude gonna sit there like, get off of me. I'm like, come on, Carl. Like, deck him at least, you know, or kick him or something, you know. But anyway, I ain't gonna talk about it more. We actually are gonna have like a spoiler discussion really soon tonight, so stay tuned for that. And keep it locked. JVS, Cine Gaming, we out.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.